welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for joining me again. Lately I've been showing you a lot of videos and just letting you experience the ride with us, the Trifecta Run, which was originally at first a Trifecta Run. And I just want to thank you all for your likes. I want to thank you all for your subscription. I really appreciate it. Hope that I'm motivating you all also by sharing this information. And I will continue to share when I ride as much as I can so that you guys can be inspired or maybe pick up on some things or learn some new things that you might want to try. But again, I just thank you all for watching the channel and on your precious time and giving me that time. I appreciate it. So anyway, a little bit about the run. This run was originally a Trifecta Run. And the way that came about is last year, me and a few other riders from here on the West Coast was riding across country doing the Four Corner Run last year. And about midway through the Four Corner Run, we had got word that another part of our club was doing something called the Trifecta. And you know, there's a group in our club that we all love to ride, but there's a group that just like to really ride the limits. And so I'm one of them people, and they're part of that same group. So when we found out about the Trifecta, I was like, oh, good. After I get off of this Four Corner Run, I was telling Mr. Nate, we were mid-run. I was like, after we finish this Four Corner Run, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna beg so that I could go back out and do this Trifecta also, because I always like a challenge, and I like to challenge my own self in riding, whether it's how far I ride, how long I ride. It's kind of like a personal challenge to me because I just really enjoy riding my motorcycle, and that's what it's all about to me, is that joy of the ride. So anyway, I found out about the Trifecta Run, and I was like, oh, I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that run. I'm gonna do that run as soon as I get back home. So I had it in my mind. I was like, okay, when I get home, I'll go to work for whatever I have to go to work for and accumulate some time and make sure it's okay at work to take off. And in that process, the Trifecta had rules that comes along with it. And so I read down the rules, and one of them was a certain amount of people that had to be on the trip, along with a few other things. And I was like, oh man, I can't do it by myself. So it was really troubling because I was like, man, I don't know who I'm gonna get to ride with me. I don't know who's gonna wanna take this trip. And timing is everything when you're trying to take trips, because people gotta plan their vacations. Some might have time, some might. Everybody wants to go, but for some circumstances they can't. So all that stuff is running through my mind, and I'm like, oh dude, this is gonna be complicated. But complications never deterred me in life, period. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just give it my best shot. So what I did is I start letting people know, hey, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I would like to do. Would you like to do it? It's this thing called the Trifecta. We need X amount of riders, and this is what we're gonna do. We have to follow what they did, and here's the criteria that they laid out. So the guys, you know, first it was tons of guys, about 30 something of us that actually wanted to do it. But something that I learned back in the day planning, when I planned my Europe trip, I had probably about 15 to 16 people that wanted to go. But at the end of the day, it was only like 3 of us that actually went. And like I said again, there's different situations. Everybody wants to do it, but there's different situations in our lives that won't allow us to do it. And it's not that we can't do it. So, because somebody doesn't do something, you don't look down on them. You know, everybody's turn will come. I can't do everything myself. So, anyway, so I started getting guys together, and you know, the COVID was here, so we really wasn't meeting face to face. It was just kind of word of mouth, telephone calls, and things of that nature. And then as the year went on, I said, oh, we got to get kind of creative. So we started having Zoom meetings. So what I did is I came up with a list of things that we need to know. You know, just basic, or we need to be on the same level. Whenever you're taking a group ride, you want to have your group on the same level. And when I say that, I mean same level as the right clothing, the right mindset, you know, the right, whatever it might be, the right motorcycle, you know, that can go across country or is not gonna be out of gas in 100 miles, or things, all them little specifics you gotta kind of work out. So we had began to work on those issues, and we got them all smoothed out. And at the end of the day, we had like 20 riders out of, I think originally we had 30. So we got 20 that signed on, and we had a few meetings. You know, every month we were having a Zoom meeting on what we need to do, just specifics of the ride, try to get everybody's mind right. So anyway, we dialed it in. So at the same time, me being a knucklehead, ground pounder, I don't know what you want to call it, but it was nothing big about it. But I was like, you know what? Let's not only do what they did, let's try to do more. Let's raise the bar and try to do more and set the bar for the next group that comes out. So then that's when the name Quad Effect came. So we had to put Quad Effect into it, and we added some more things to the run. So we did exactly what they did, and then we added a few things. And so that's how we got around to that level. It was awesome. Our first night meeting in San Diego, because our first corner was San Diego, San Ysidro was our first corner. So we stayed at a hotel the night before, had a briefing, got everybody on the right page, woke up early that morning, and we started taking care of business. We ended up coming up to Las Vegas. So we ended up going to Las Vegas. After Las Vegas, we went to Phoenix, and then we laid over in Phoenix at that point. We were really doing good. So what we actually did is we came out of San Ysidro, went up to Las Vegas, came back down from there, and then we ran across the bottom of the map, ending up down in Key West, Florida. And the trip was going awesome at that time. We're going, you know, there was a little fatigue setting in, I think, because of the heat was so tremendous coming through the desert. But at that point, leaving Key West, Florida, we came up and we got to the East Coast. We got over to Maine, and everything was going smooth. We were like, yeah, all right, this is easy, we got it. You know, because I'm looking at the map and I'm going, whoa, once we come out of Maine, it's on. We heading west. We're gonna hit some more wonders. We're gonna do a couple of more things, and we're gonna be in good shape. But I tell you, when we came out of Maine, man, we had a small little problem, and it was a motorcycle problem. And it held us over, not bad, no biggie, and we were good to go. And it seemed like the next day we have another problem. The next day we have 3 more problems. Those bikes just start breaking on us. So we were like, oh my God. So we didn't really understand it at first. And it really didn't bother me, because I was like, okay, I got another alternative if this continues to happen. And that alternative was, okay, if I can get the crew on the right page, we can ride all day and all night. We can do a 24-hour run. And after a while, we got to the point to where, yeah, they signed on, and we all agreed, and we're like, okay, we're gonna run all day and we're gonna run all night. And the minute we made that decision, leaving out of Fort Wayne, bike started to break again, and we went down again. That was our night run. We went down early in the morning, like 2 o'clock-ish or something like that. And excuse me, it's hot in here. But yeah, we went down, and we just started fighting maintenance at that point. We started fighting maintenance, and so we kept running. Things were getting rough. Now we were feeling the fatigue of things, the bike and everything. And when you start to break down like that, it kind of wears on you. But we continued to deal with it. The trip carried on, and we had another thing. We were trying to get back down to LA at a certain time, and that time just we kept getting further. We would get close to it, then we'd get away from it. It just kept going yin and yang, you know. So anyway, after a while, about time we got to Seattle, we had come to the conclusion that, hey man, we tried another 24-hour run, and we broke down about 1 o'clock in the morning in the mountains going to Crater Lake. And once that happened, I mean, we were right here in California. Once that happened, it was like, you know what, y'all? It's like, hey man, all we can do at this point is finish off the wonders that we need to get, and we'll be okay. And we had to even sacrifice some wonders and substitute them with some lesser wonders because we were just flat out of time. Guys had to get back to work. But anyway, again, it was just awesome. And, you know, it took me a while to get home and not get back to myself, but get back to the point where I could actually reflect on the trip. And I thought the trip was awesome. One thing I learned, and one thing that I hope everybody picked up on, is we had each other. You know, no matter what, it was times where certain of us didn't want to talk to certain of us. You know, it's just like family, same thing. So it was times where we were like, man, I don't want to hear, you know, or this and that, or guys upset or what have you, disagreements and all of that. But at the end of the day, it was all love. It was just, see, the road does something to you regardless. I don't care if you're on the bestest of terms. Ride across country with somebody and see how the dynamics change as you get further into your trip. But that's just how the road is. But my point in saying all of this is, I think there was more of a trust, more of a love, more of a brotherhood, more of a concern for each other that was just unspoken. You know what I mean? If a fella's bike broke, if his stator went out, if you needed to use your battery and you had to swap back and forth, it wasn't even about him then. It was about the situation, but it was the love that you had for that co-rider. And a lot of that kind of stuff just bubbled up in all of us. You know, when something happened to her bike, somebody was always there to say, hey man, I got this. Hey man, I'll do this. Hey, let me make this call. Let me do this. So I think we just gelled and we came together in a way that you have to be outside of it. It has to be over for you to really realize the love that you had out there. So it was an awesome trip, and I love to do it again. I think, you know, because I like the challenge. And the reason I say that I would love to do it again is because I would even like to do it better. That's all it is. It's not like, that's all it is. I would like to do it better. I would like to do it more mellower, eliminate some things. You know what I mean? As far as some of the complicated moments, see if I can fine tune those complicated moments and then make them smooth. And that's the challenge. Like I'm telling you guys, I love a challenge, whatever it might be. But I always do a challenge for a positive outcome. So when I say that, it's like I would like to do the run again just for the challenge of making it smoother. Not necessarily doing it faster, but doing it smoother in every aspect of it. So anyway, on that note, the trip was awesome, and I just thank you guys for following the videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I'm gonna continue to keep sharing my rides with you. And again, thank you for watching the Quad Effect run. Then I'm gonna transition. I'm gonna do some more things with my riding. You know, I wanna go and do some curve riding, some stuff like that, some other stuff I do on an individual level, and go into that. And if you guys wanna see something else, just let me know. Just send me whatever we do on the YouTube channel. Send it to me, send me a comment. Hey man, go take this ride, do this ride. And you know I don't have my bike. It's not back yet, but I never rushed the mechanic. And I got them doing some things to it. I don't change motor parts or nothing like that. I just had a problem with my heated grips and then, you know, the transmission. And I think I had a couple of loose things on it. So since it was in the shop and they was waiting on some transmission parts, I was like, hey, just go ahead and check out these other things. So it might be ready pretty soon. And when it is, I'll get on ground. And yeah, maybe that'll help if you guys just send me some comments on some rides you would like to see or something you'd like to see me do. You know, I'm planning for Europe. I probably won't get to Europe till 2022, which is next year. I'll get to Europe, do a Europe run. But I think this year, for a personal goal, I'm going to try to run from the West Coast to the East Coast. And when I say from West Coast to East Coast, I mean from Southern California to Maine. I want to see if I can do that in one shot. I don't know if I can, but see, this is, again, guys, ladies, don't get it twisted. I'm not doing it to prove a point. I never rode to prove a point. I just rode my bike. But I'm doing it to challenge myself, just to see where my limit is. My goal is to try to go from California to Maine in one shot. And that's just my personal goal. And then once Canada opens, I need to do, I call it cleaning up the country. So like I did all 48 states here in the contiguous United States, I want to do Canada like that. I want to ride from one end of Canada to the other. And just give me a buzz, give me a shout out. Say, hey man, give this a try. And then I'll get up there, get on the computer, map it out, and run it. Only thing I don't feel, again, is Alaska. I did Alaska 3 times, North Pole, so I would do it again, and I might do it again just for video purposes, because I don't have no video. I think I got one video of when I went up there. I got tons of pictures. So I might do it just for something like that, and it might take me a little longer. When I do Alaska from here, I do it in 7 days. So that's like running up, man, turn around, running back. Very little sleep. But so anyway, again, let me know, and thank you for watching. Thank you again. Bye. For tips, motivation, or just inspiration, subscribe to my channel, PJ Ground Pounders. Let's get prepared and ride.